Let us take chemistry. In chemistry, gaseous state chapter we will see. In gaseous state, let us continue another law, that is Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law we will take. Avogadro's law we are taking. In this for this Avogadro's law, we have to consider pressure of gas constant, temperature of gas constant. What are the variables in the sense volume of gas and the number of moles of gas? We have to vary. Variables are volume of gas and the number of moles of gas. Volume of gas and number of moles of gas are variable. Now let us see this one. We will take gas in the vessel. We will take, suppose, 1 mole of gas. 1 mole of gas we are taking. It is enclosed with a piston. Enclosed with a piston. This is having number of moles. Volume is suppose 1 liter. This is volume is V1 will take. Number of moles N1 will take. Volume means this is the volume of the gas. And now pressure of the gas is equal to atmospheric pressure, we can say, because atmospheric air exerting pressure like this, gas is exerting pressure like this, piston is weightless and a frictionless piston will consider, then we can say pressure of gas is equal to pressure of atmospheric air. Then temperature of gas is equal to room temperature, let us consider. Room temperature let us take. Now to this let us add still suppose 1.5 moles of 1.5 moles of gas. 1.5 moles of gas. We will add 1.5 moles of gas. Now what happens means initially we have taken 1 mole of gas. We added 1.5 mole. Therefore totally 2.5 moles of gas is there. 2.5 moles of gas is there. Now due to addition of gas, number of molecules increase. Due to addition of gas, number of molecules increase. Therefore, the increased moles, the added moles of gas and already present moles of gas pushes the piston upward. These gas molecules pushing the piston upward. Already this gas and air, this gas is exerting pressure and air is exerting pressure. Both are equal and opposite. Both are equal and opposite. Now newly added gas, these molecules will push the piston up. Therefore, piston moves upward. Piston moves upward. So piston is moving upward. Piston goes upward like this. Now, air is exerting pressure. Air is exerting pressure. Gas is pushing the piston up. The pressure of gas, pressure exerted by this gas, pressure exerted by this gas and the atmospheric pressure is equal at which point? At that point piston stands. Okay. Now volume of the gas will be V2. That will be volume of gas is this much. Volume of gas is higher than this. Volume of gas, if you see, volume of gas, here volume of gas is higher than this volume of gas. Next, temperature we can maintain as room temperature. That we can do it. Temperature we can maintain as room temperature. Now you see, in this case, pressure of gas, how it is there, see, here pressure of gas is equal to pressure of air. Here pressure of gas is equal to pressure of air. So how the pressure of gas in this case is there, see, pressure of gas remains constant. Pressure of gas remains constant. Then here temperature of gas is room temperature. Here temperature of gas is room temperature. So temperature of gas also remains constant. Here volume of gas is 1 liter. Here volume of gas is higher than. Here volume of gas is high. Here number of moles of gas is 1. Here number of moles of gas is 2.5. So from year to year, what happens to the number of moles of gas you see? What happens to the volume of gas you see? What happens to the pressure of gas? And what happens to the temperature of the gas? Those points you compare. How the temperature of gas is there in the sense, in this process, temperature of gas remains same. Pressure of gas also remains same. Volume of gas, what happens you see. Number of moles of gas, what happens you see. So now say, what is the relation between volume of gas and number of moles of gas? What is the relation between volume of gas and the number of moles of gas you see? What is the relation, do you think? What is the relation? What is the relation between volume of gas and number of moles of gas? Whether shall we say they are equal, or shall we say they are directly proportional, or shall we say they are inversely proportional? What shall we say? When the condition is pressure is fixed, temperature is fixed. Under this condition, what is the relation between volume of gas and the number of moles of gas? What do we say? What is the relation between volume of gas and the number of moles of gas? What shall we say? What do you think? You are saying volume of gas is equal to number of moles of gas. You are saying, sir. Now you think that it is the term volume. This is the term number of moles. Now here 1 mole of gas is there. Here 2.5 moles of gas is there. Here volume is suppose 1 liter. Suppose volume is 1 liter. Then can we say volume of gas here is certainly 2.5 liters? Shall we say volume of gas is certainly 2.5 liters? How do you say volume of gas is certainly 2.5 liters? That can we say? We can say volume, the volume and the number of volume by number of moles. What you are saying? Your one student says that volume by number of moles. What is the meaning of that? Here number of moles of gas is increasing, volume of gas is increasing. You are saying that one student says that volume of gas is equal to number of moles of gas. That is possible if V2 is equal to 2.5 liter. How do we say that here volume is 1 liter? Okay, we have taken volume is 1 liter. Then here number of moles of gas is increased to 2.5 moles. Then can we say now can we say volume of gas here 1 liter, here also 2.5 liters? How do we say that? Number of moles is okay, volume is here equal. So that by seeing this point, we cannot say here volume of gas is equal to number of moles of gas. Volume of gas here is 2.5 liters. We cannot say. Why we cannot say in the sense? Why we cannot say in the sense? Attraction also there. Between molecules, attractive force also there. Attractive force also there. Suppose we are considering attractive force is completely zero. Attractive force is completely zero. Then can we say here also volume is 2.5 liters? Here also volume is 2.5 liters. Here also volume is 2.5 liters. Under that condition, we can say, suppose if gas intermolecular force of attraction is completely zero. Intermolecular force of attraction is completely zero. If we will take. If we take intermolecular force of attraction is completely zero. If we take intermolecular force of attraction is completely zero, then here V2 is equal to 2.5 liters. That we can say. Because we are here 1 mole of gas means for 1 mole of gas volume is 1 liter. If it is so, then for 2.5 moles of gas, for 2.5 moles of gas volume is for 2.5 moles of gas volume is V2, we can say. Volume is 2.5 liters, we can say. So when we can say this is 2.5 liters in the sense, when we can say it is 2.5 liters in the sense when attractive force is completely zero. If attractive force is there, another point we will take. One condition is if attractive force is completely zero, then V2 is equal to 2.5 liter. Okay. Suppose attractive force is there. Attractive force is there. Here behavior of gas, here behavior of gas is same. here behavior of gas, here behavior of gas is same, like that we will consider. That means here magnitude of force of attraction, here magnitude of force of attraction same, like this we will take. Magnitude of force of attraction here, magnitude of force of attraction here same. If you take magnitude of force of attraction under this condition and under this condition same, if you take, then we can say V2 is equal to 2.5 liters, we can say. Then also we can say V2 is equal to 2.5 liters. At that time also we cannot say 2.5 liters. Why? Because here magnitude of forces of attraction, here magnitude of forces of attraction equal we will consider. At that time, can we say V2 is equal to 2.5 liter? In the sense we cannot say. Why? Because number of molecules more, number of molecules less. So each molecule getting attractive force from neighbors, each molecule getting an attractive force from neighbors. So that each molecule getting total force of attraction here and here will be certainly vary to some extent. So that here V2 cannot be 2.5 liter. So V2 may be more or less 2.5 liter, that we can say. So here volume of gas increases, we can say, but we cannot say it is 2.5 liter. Therefore, volume of gas and number of moles of gas are equal. That point we cannot consider. Volume of gas and number of moles of gas equal. That point we cannot consider. One thing we can say, here volume of gas increases because number of moles of gas increases. Therefore, we can say volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gas. That point we can say. So equal, that point we can avoid. Sorry. So volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gas. So this is which law? In the sense Avogadro's law. So Avogadro's law says that volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gas when pressure and temperature are constant. Now this we can say, this we will rewrite. This we will rewrite as V by N is equal to constant. V by N is equal to constant. Now for this case, for this condition let us substitute here. This condition let us substitute here. We will get V1 by N1 is equal to some constant. Next, this condition let us substitute here. This condition let us substitute here. We will get V2 by N2. V2 by N2 is equal to constant. Then we will substitute this K, we will substitute to this place. What we will get in the sense V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. This we will get. Now, here V by N is equal to constant. This V by N is equal to constant we have taken. Now this constant depends on which terms? For this gas, V by N is equal to constant. This constant depends on which terms? Which variables, which terms it is depending? This constant depending on volume or number of moles or pressure or temperature. Which terms it is depending? Volume in this constant depending on which parameters? Pressure or temperature or volume or number of moles, which parameters it is depending? What do you have an idea? What do you think? It is depending on which parameters? It is depending on which parameters do you think? Sir, now we will see this graphically, we will see this point. Now we will take volume of gas in one axis, number of moles of gas in another axis. What is the formula we have taken from Avogadro's law? In the sense volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gas. So volume of gas is equal to some constant into number of moles of gas. Y is equal to mx. So in y-axis we have taken volume of gas. X-axis we have taken number of moles of gas. Y-axis we have taken volume of gas. Now we will get a slope. We are getting slope. Y-intercept is 0. Therefore we will get a graph. Straight line passing through origin. Like this we will get. Now for this graph, pressure of gas is fixed, that is constant, and temperature of gas is fixed, that is also constant. Pressure of gas is fixed and temperature of gas is fixed. Pressure of gas and temperature of gas are fixed, that is constant. So okay. Now let us draw the graph in another condition. Now let us keep the pressure of gas as it is. Pressure of gas as it is will keep. Temperature of gas will change. Suppose we will take T2. Now T2 greater than T1 will take. T2 greater than T1. Like this will take. T2 greater than T1. Now we will see the graph. How the graph will be there. That point that we will see. Now we will fix a number of moles of gas. We will fix for a fixed number of moles. For a fixed number of moles. For a fixed pressure and for a fixed temperature. Volume of gas is how much in the sense. Volume of gas is this much. Volume of gas is this much. Now see this point, pressure of gas is fixed. For this gas, for this graph, pressure of gas is P. For this gas, temperature of gas is fixed T1. When you fix number of moles of gas is this much, volume of gas is this much. Now let us take a temperature is T2. T2 is greater than T1. Pressure of gas is same P we will take. Number of moles of gas also we will take same this value. How the volume will be there, that we will see. Whether the volume will be above this or below this or same this, that you see. Now see, pressure is same, pressure is fixed, that is same here and here same. Temperature we will take here as T2 we will take, here as T1 we will take. Number of moles we will fix as this much. Number of moles we will fix as this much. Now, what do you think about volume of gas at this temperature when compared to this temperature? Now see, pressure of gas is same. Number of moles also we fixed. Now temperature is different temperatures will take. T2, T1 will take. T2 is greater than T1 will take. Now, how the volume of gas will be there for this temperature when compared to this temperature? What do you say? Volume of gas at T1 is this much. Volume of gas at T1 is this much. What is the volume of gas at T2? Will it be equal to T1, greater than T1, less than T1? What do you think? How the volume of gas will be there? Think Charles' law. What Charles' law says? Volume of gas is directly proportional to temperature of gas. When number of moles of gas is fixed, pressure of gas is fixed, isn't it? So as per that you think and say, how the volume of gas will be there when temperature is T2 when compared to T1. Do you say high or less? Sir, okay. Now here what we have considered in the sense, number of moles of gas. In number of moles of gas fixed. Number of moles of gas we fixed. Sorry. We fixed number of moles of gas. Number of moles of gas is fixed. Sorry. Next, here pressure of gas P. Here also pressure of gas P. So we fixed pressure of gas also. We fixed pressure of gas also. We fixed. Next, number of moles is fixed. Pressure is fixed. Here temperature is T2, here temperature is T1, T2 is greater than T1, that means temperature is increased. We are increasing the temperature. If we increase the temperature, kinetic energy of molecules increases. So molecules move fast. Molecules moving fast. Molecules moving fast. Molecules are moving fast. Therefore, distance, since kinetic energy increases, distance between molecules increases. Distance between molecules increases means what happens to the volume of gas, you see. Distance between molecules increases in the sense, what happens to the volume of gas? Whether it will increase or decrease or remain same. What will happen to the volume of gas? What do you think? What do you say? Volume of gas increases, do you say, or decreases, do you say, or remains same, do you say? What will you say? How the volume of gas will be there? Okay, you are saying volume of gas increases. So you are saying volume of gas increases in the sense, now we will see graphically. Pressure of gas for this graph, for another one pressure of gas remains same. Temperature of gas we are changing. T2 is greater than T1. Number of moles fixed. For this number of moles, when temperature is T1, volume is this much. When temperature is T2, now volume of gas will be higher than this or below this or same this one. Shall we say higher than this? Shall we say? Shall we say higher than this? Therefore, when temperature is T2, volume of gas is higher than this one. So, how the graph will be there means graph comes above. Graph comes above. This is the case for P, T2. When temperature is higher, the graph goes up. Now we will see this point here. So for the same number of moles, how the volume is there, you see, volume is this much. Volume is this much. Okay. Now see that pressure of gas is P. Pressure of gas is P. Here also pressure of gas is P. Here for this case, we have taken number of moles. For this case, this much. For this case, this much number of moles. Number of moles also we have taken fixed. Temperature T2 is temperature is high. Temperature T1 is low. So how the volume is there means for this volume is this much, for this volume is this much. So on increasing the temperature, volume increases. So graph will be like this. Now let us see the slope we will see. Now why we have to see slope in the sense in order to compare K. Now this K depends on which terms we have to say. This K depends on which terms. This K is called slope. This K is called slope. Now we will see the slope. Slope we will see. Now we are seeing the slope. For this slope is for this graph slope we will consider. For this graph we will consider slope. Now say slope for this graph. Slope for this graph. How it will be there? Think. Magnitude of slope here. Magnitude of slope here. You think it. The slope gives K. This slope gives K. This K is a constant. This constant magnitude. This K magnitude is nothing but this slope is nothing but this slope. Now say this K depends on temperature or does not depending on temperature. That you think. This K, V by N is a constant. Volume by number of moles, that ratio is a constant. This constant depends on temperature or not depending on temperature. That you think. What do you say? This constant is depending on temperature or not depending on temperature? This constant depends on which terms? That is, this constant depends on which terms? This constant K depends on which terms? Sorry. Now you see, here magnitude of slope, here magnitude of slope remain same or different? What do you say? Here magnitude of slope, here magnitude of slope remain same or different? How do you feel? Magnitude of slope will be same or different? Do you feel? Magnitude of slope here, magnitude of slope here, same or different? What do you feel? Will you feel different or will you feel same? Magnitude of slope here for this curve, magnitude of slope, okay. You are saying that magnitude of slope here different. This slope is nothing but K. This magnitude of slope is nothing but K. Then shall we say this K is this magnitude of K here different. We are getting two curves because we changed the temperature, because of different temperatures. For this graph, temperature is constant, that is T1. For this graph, temperature is constant, that is T2. We changed the temperature, therefore we got a different magnitude of slope. So the magnitude of K is different because of change in temperature. From this, shall we conclude that this K depends on temperature? Shall we conclude? Okay. So we are concluding that K depends on temperature. The magnitude of K depends on temperature. Magnitude of K depends on temperature. In the same way, pressure. So by changing the temperature, we are getting different curves. In the same way, if you change the pressure, the curve will be different. So slope magnitude will be different. Therefore, we can consider that this K depends on This K depends on temperature and pressure. This K depends on temperature and pressure, that we can conclude. Okay. So what is the conclusion we are getting in the sense, this K is a constant. This constant depends on temperature and pressure. That conclusion we can come. Okay. This is which law in the sense? Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law says that volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gas when pressure of gas is constant and temperature of gas is constant. In this, we are getting the proportionality constant K. That K depends on what means temperature and pressure. Sir, okay. Now, this Avogadro's law is applicable for all the gases, provided if we assume attraction in all the gases remains same, we have to consider. Otherwise, attraction is zero, we have to consider. Then only it is applicable. Otherwise, it is not applicable. Because different gases are having different magnitude of attractive forces. If attractive forces are different, distance between molecules will be different, then volume of gas will be different. Volume of gas will be different. See, number of moles of different gases we can take same. But do we say attractive forces in all the gases same? No. Attractive forces in all the gases remains different. Attractive forces are different in the sense distance between molecules will be different. Then volume of gas will be different. So this value will be different for different gases. This value remains same for different gases that we can take. But this value will be different for different gases. Then volume is directly proportional to number of moles of gas. How do we say for different gases? So if we want to say volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles of gases for all the gases, we have to take an assumption attractive forces in all the gases is zero. That we have to consider. That assumption we have to consider. So attractive forces in all the gases is zero. Is possible when in the sense there is no nature. Because naturally if you see in all the cases attractive forces present. Attractive forces present in the sense we cannot apply this formula. This law we cannot apply for all the gases. Then we can to which gas we can apply for this one in the sense if attractive force is zero, then only we can apply this law. So this law is applicable to which real gas, which practically existing gas. So nothing. This law we cannot apply for none of the practically existing gas. None of the practically existing gas. Then that means it is ideal one. It is ideal one. It is not naturally. It is not nature. It is not applicable for naturally existing gases. It is applicable for ideal gas only. Ideal gas means for that how it is applicable for ideal in the sense it is separate one. This law is separate one. It is applicable only for this gas. This gas in the sense for which attraction is nil, like this. Otherwise attraction should remain same. Sorry, attraction should remain same in the sense what? That means you are increasing the temperature. Whatever the thing you do, that means you are changing the number of moles, or you are changing the volume of gas, or you are changing the temperature of gas, or you are changing the pressure of gas. Whatever the thing you do, attraction between the molecules should remain same. If it is so, then we can apply this. Otherwise, you have to consider that attractive magnitude in this formula. That attractive magnitude will be there. No, that term we have to include it. If you do not include that attractive term, then it is not applicable. So when it is applicable, when this law is applicable in the sense, one condition is attractive force should be zero. Then this law is applicable. Otherwise, attractive force should remain same whatever the stress you give. That means changing the temperature, changing the pressure, changing the number of moles, changing the volume. whatever the gas, in whatever the way you are mixing the gases, whatever the thing you do, attractive forces should not change. Then this law is applicable. Is it possible practically? No, it is not possible practically. Then we cannot apply this law. Then we can apply this law to which case? Only for ideal condition. Only for ideal condition means is ideal condition possible by nature? Naturally, is it existing? Is it possible? Naturally, it is not possible. So naturally, we cannot apply this law. So we have to do some correction. Then only we can apply. Sorry. Now we discussed Avogadro's law. So far, what are the laws we discussed in the sense? One is Boyle's law. Next one is Charles law. Next one is Gay-Lussac law. Next, today we discussed Avogadro's law. All these gases, all these laws applicable only for ideal gas. We can apply these laws to all the naturally existing gases, provided if you do some correction. Why we want to do correction? Because of interaction among the gas molecules, attractive force among the gas molecules. So that only we have to do correction. If you do correction in these laws, that means what are the laws? One is Boyle's law. Boyle's law says pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Charles' law says volume is directly proportional to temperature. Gay-Lussac's law says pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Avogadro's law says volume is directly number of moles. These laws, all these laws, applicable only for ideal gas. These laws cannot be applicable for all the naturally available gases. Why? Because all the available naturally gases are having attractive force. The force of attraction among the gas molecules are varying if you vary the condition. Condition means temperature, pressure, number of moles, volume. If you change the condition, magnitude of attractive forces are varying. Therefore, these laws cannot be applicable for all the gases. All the naturally available gases are practically preparing gases. So when we can apply these laws to those gases, in the sense if you do correction here, what is the correction term we have to include? That is interaction is the correction term we have to include. Interaction in the sense attractive force or repulsive force, it is the correction term we have to include. So now we will see the gas which obeys this law. The gas which obeys these laws, the gas which obeys these laws will be in what manner will be there? The gas which is obeying these laws will be there in what manner? That is explained by kinetic molecular theory. That theory, if we consider, if we discuss that theory if we discuss, then we can come to know these laws are applicable to which type of gas. These laws are applicable to which type of gas. For that gas, what is the name is given in the sense ideal gas, because practically no gas is applicable to this. So that they considered, they coined the word that is ideal gas. For ideal gas, these laws are applicable. Now, how the ideal gas will be there? What is the behavior of ideal gas? That is explained by kinetic molecular theory. So, by seeing the kinetic molecular theory, we can come to know how the ideal gas will be there. Then we can compare the ideal gas with naturally available gases. Sir, now we will go for okay, correct. You are saying that PV is equal to nRT for ideal gas equation. You are saying that formula is correct for that is called ideal gas equation. That is correct. Okay. So now we will see. Now we will see ideal gas. We will see ideal gas in the sense that obeys gas laws. Ideal gas in the sense that obeys gas laws. Ideal gas obeys gas laws. So obeys gas laws means it is obeying Boyle's law. Boyle's law says volume is directly proportional to 1 by P. It obeys Charles' law. Volume is directly proportional to temperature. It obeys Avogadro's law. Volume is directly proportional to number of moles. Sir, from this we will get a conclusion that volume is directly proportional to number of moles into temperature by P. It is the conclusion we got. Then we will write a proportionality constant. Proportionality constant is what means that is capital R NT by P. So we will rewrite this, what we will get in the sense PV is equal to nRT. It is called ideal gas equation. That is one student said. Ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT. That is correct. So ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT. It is called ideal gas equation. It is called what means ideal gas equation. Now you think that how we got this relation. You see that here volume common term we have taken here. This number of moles, this temperature, this pressure we have taken. This R is called a proportionality constant. R is called a proportionality constant. Like that we have taken. Sir. Now we will consider here some assumptions we will take. What is assumptions in the sense pressure of gas we will take as 1 atmosphere. Temperature of the gas we will take as how much in the sense 273 Kelvin. This is a condition. Condition is called standard temperature and pressure. This condition is called standard temperature and pressure. Now number of moles of gas we will take as 1 mole. Which gas in the sense ideal gas? Ideal gas we will take. Now ideal gas means that will have certain conditions. That will have certain ideal gas means in what way this will be there. That we have to discuss. Using kinetic molecular theory we will discuss how the ideal gas will be there. Ideal gas means how it will exist. What is the behavior? What is its behavior? That we will see using kinetic molecular theory. We will see. But no practically existing gas is called ideal gas. Practically existing gas is not ideal gas. Sorry, okay. Now pressure of the gas. Now we have taken pressure of the gas is 1 atmosphere. Which gas in the sense ideal gas? Pressure of ideal gas is 1 atmosphere. Temperature of ideal gas is 273 Kelvin. Number of moles of ideal gas is 1 mole. Now what is the volume of ideal gas? If you see, volume of ideal gas is 22.414 liter. 22.414 liter. It is called a molar volume. It is called molar volume. Molar volume of ideal gas. Molar volume of ideal gas at STP condition. At STP condition, standard temperature and pressure. STP means standard temperature and pressure. Sir, now for ideal gas you have taken that pressure is ideal gas you have taken in the sense practically it is not possible. Okay, theoretically it is possible. So ideal gas pressure you have taken ideal gas that pressure is 1 atmosphere. Ideal gas temperature is 273 Kelvin. Ideal gas number of moles is 1 mole. Under this condition, the volume is 22.414 liter. This volume is called molar volume because it is the volume of 1 mole of gas at STP, standard temperature and pressure. Okay, next condition we will take. Next, what is the condition we are taking in the sense pressure is equal to 1 bar we will take. Pressure is equal to 1 bar. Temperature is equal to 298 Kelvin we will take. This is number of moles is equal to 1 mole we will take. It is ideal gas. It is ideal gas. Now volume is how much means 24.789 liter. It is called molar volume for which gas in the sense ideal gas. This condition is called SATP. SATP means standard ambient temperature and pressure. So when you take SATP condition, when you take SATP condition, the volume is 24.789 liter. So now see, this is ideal gas, here also ideal gas. Pressure here 1 atmosphere, pressure here 1 bar. Temperature 273 Kelvin, temperature 298 Kelvin. Number of moles 1 mole, 1 mole. Ideal gas, ideal gas. Volume 22.414 liter, volume 24.789 liter. It is called STP condition, it is called SATP condition. SATP means